Taiyuan Prison. Taiyuan has a family law where both widows, her mother into middle age, cannot keep his nose clean. A village often go rogue and her consort, wife resented her mother's behavior, secretly at the door. The wall prevents the rogue to the house. Her mother is ashamed, had an excuse to wife blasted the house. Wife refused to go, the two began to argue. Her mother angrier, but with people falsely accused his wife of adultery, reported her to the official. The magistrate asked adulterer's name. Her mother said night to go, really do not know that man, arrested my wife come first instance, they will naturally know. Then the wife summoned to the hall. Adulterer wife certainly know who is her mother who pushed to adultery, refusing to admit adultery. The magistrate again to catch the rogue. Rogue and sophistry said I have not adultery-law and they are mutually exclusive between them, so compile such words lie to discredit each other. The magistrate said in no village hundreds of people, why only that framed you? They ordered to beat him heavily. Rogue quickly kowtow, begged dispense with the guilt that he and his wife admitted adultery. The magistrate will torture of his wife. Daughter still refuses to admit that the magistrate agreed to her mother drove her away. Wife angrily reported to the province, but also the county and, like, a long time cannot be ruled. At this time, son Liu Zichuan person under examination in Linjin County Magistrate when it is generally accepted that he is a master settle a lawsuit. The province put this case to pay Linjin County trial. Men are guilty of detention. Public slightly son asked some cases. They ordered their remand in prison. Then he ordered the runners ready masonry knife cone, pending use after dawn. We are very puzzled, said to say torture, naturally have a lot of instruments of torture. Why should not these instruments of torture think to try cases of it, though all men do not understand his intentions, but also tentatively ready. The next day, son leader hall, and ask the masonry knife cone are ready. They command things have moved to the classroom. He then passed on to commit to the church, but also the 11 slightly interrogated about that. Son said to the public law wife this thing does not necessarily require the trial to clearly adulteress though not yet determined, but the adulterer is already unmistakable. Your home could have been innocent family, but sometimes the bad guys trick. Evil in him the whole person. This classroom a sword, a stone, you can bring yourself to kill him. After listening to the Tua law, are a bit hesitant, fearing to be killed in case of his life for a life. Sun Gong said do not worry, I'm here. So, Taiyuan law got up, picked up a stone and threw it. Rascal, wife has hated hearts for a long time. His hands held up great stones, and wished he could immediately put him to death and her mother just playing with pebbles rogue ass and legs. Son public order with a knife, stabbing rogue daughter holding a knife in the chest, while her mother was timid refused to start. Son public to see the scene, to stop them, he said I already know who is an adulteress. Her mother ordered arrested and tortured, and then find out the facts of the case. Rogue fought for top plate, this case was over. P.S. Sun Guangguang one day sent messengers dunning Zuzi, the tenants went out, only daughter to come to the door, because the officers did not receive a bribe, put the woman to Yamen arrest. Sun Guang said angrily men from her home will return one day, how families can harass it. He ordered officers spanking, let the woman go home. He also ordered a lot of craftsmen handcuffs ready for dunning tax. The next day, the county have eulogized Sun Guang is a kind of magistrate. After those who owe tax heard, all should let his wife out the door. He gave the public the sun to catch them all, put on handcuffs. I once said insufficient public sun is not intelligence, but to find out the actual situation until after the will of the believers to break the law without mercy sympathy.